It's a brand new episode of Gadget Nation to me, Adam Carruthers. Beautiful location, currently on location, preparing for something here, KL Convention Center. Now, plenty in store for you here today, taking a look at some mobile devices, some games, and of course, plenty more. So as I walk around, let's start the show.
Panasonic launched the world's lightest 14-inch business rugged notebook and the enterprise grid tablets, the Panasonic Toughbook CF LX3 and ToughPad FZ M1. Both products targeted for mobile business professionals. Oppo Electronics Corporation, an international manufacturer of smartphones, is making its debut in Malaysia while the launch of its flagship Android handset, the Oppo N1. The most nifty feature of Oppo N1 is the swiveling 13MP camera, which can rotate up to 206 degrees and can lock at any angle.
You know, there's these big phones, these phablets as they're now called, and they can be a bit cumbersome to take out, to use, etc. So Alcatel have come up with something which is really nifty. I'm really excited to show you, as a matter of fact. It's like an additional phone which connects via Bluetooth, and it's pretty cool. Of course, it's not the only thing about it. There's plenty to love about this one-touch hero. So let's find out a little bit more. So here we are at Cafe Studio around the Kota Damansara, the Strand sort of area. Really nice place and a perfect location for me to check out what I have right here, which is the Alcatel One Touch Hero. And does it live up to the name? That's the big question. There's a lot to love about this phone. I mean, it's large, you can probably tell by the way I'm holding it up. It's 6 inches, it's a full HD screen, and it's nice, crisp and clear and easy to use, as you can see, like such. However, before I delve into the specs, just looking at the body itself, you can see right there, pretty basic. We've got your SIM card slot, you've got your volume rocker and the power button. At the base, you may be able to spot right there, there is a stylus just ready to poke out. I'll show that to you later. I'll just demonstrate like such. And we have, of course, charging dock right there, USB. And what I've always loved, micro SD. I've always loved having a little bit more extra storage, especially if you go traveling or if you have a lot of music, if you have a lot of files and stuff. It can really make a difference, obviously, and I can never ever stress how important it is in my lifestyle. Obviously, perhaps you don't need it. Perhaps 16 GB, or 32 or 64 is enough for you, but again, that's more of a personal thing in my opinion. So as you can see, it comes jam-packed with lots of things there attached, but there's a lot more to it than just that. Inside this little bad boy right here, there should be enough to go by your daily routine. There's 2 GB of RAM, it's quad-core MediaTek chipset as well, 1.5 gigahertz. It's not too bad, definitely get the job done no matter what you're up to on a daily basis. One thing which surprises me, maybe it's not so much of a surprise, one thing which disappointed me was no LTE. I've really come to enjoy using the services of LTE. A lot of the telcos here now all provide it as well. And obviously, it's a lot faster when you're using something like that. But then again, perhaps I'm nitpicking. Connect to a Wi-Fi network and you're pretty much good to go as well. Now, on the back, I'm quite impressed with the camera. I was playing around with it earlier. It's 13 megapixels right there. And the quality is pretty nice. It's pretty sharp, and I was very impressed. Easy to use as well. By the way, the camera on the front is also 2 megapixels full HD for other pictures you might want to take, but not quite as good a quality, obviously. But again, that's more of a personal preference in terms of how you're going to use the camera. All right, I have to say it is quite a large phone, but the bezel itself, it's quite thin. I mean, I've really quite enjoyed holding it in one hand. It's not too much. That's key. Bearing in mind this is a 6-inch device, having something so thin like such is really nice. And also, almost expected as well is if you like using just one hand, you can minimize the keyboard to one side so you can type like that, etc. But it'd be a bit of a struggle. It's not too comfortable. You're probably still better off using two hands like such. Again, I'm going to put that down to preference. Maybe you like it, maybe you won't. Personally, I was not the biggest fan of that aspect, but it's nice to have the option of being able to use it with one hand in terms of the keyboard shifting to one side or not to use both. Now, in case you're wondering, this runs on Android 4.2, not the latest iteration, not KitKat, which I'm a big fan of, but I'm sure that an update won't be too far away, or at least I hope. Also, the battery inside packs quite a punch. It's 3,400 mAh. That's comparable, if not slightly better than some of the Samsung Note series, for example, and a lot better than some of the other phones out there. But then again, they don't always have to power a 6-inch display, which obviously will sap up a lot of energy. Saying that, they're claiming 18 hours standby talk time, which is not too bad. I mean, it says it's 7 hours of streaming video, 5 hours of website surfing, etc. So there should be enough juice to get you through the day. You see these magic pins right here? Yeah, I'll tell you what that's for right now. There are several things you can actually connect to these pins, these magnetic pins. One of them is this magic flip case right here. So what you do is literally just snap it on and it'll connect with the pins, and it's like such. Now you might think, okay, it looks like the case you'll find on something like the Note, but then you'll notice this is an LED notification on the screen itself, on the cover, I should add. Now, if you get a message, it will give you a message notification here, it will give you like a call, etc. You get what I'm talking about. One thing I do like though, which is quite ingenious, is this is a large phone. It could go into your handbag if you're a lady, in your pocket if you're a guy, or whatever you carry your phones around in. And then you have this. Now this might look like a completely separate device, but it's not. It's basically the sidekick to this. It's connected via Bluetooth. You can sync up everything on here to this. Obviously not if you're going to stream a video, but stuff like your contacts and your phone book, without whipping out the bigger brother, the 6-incher, you can use this instead. Not too flashy, and it'll certainly get the job done. As you can see, the screen itself, nothing to shout about, but it's a nice little add-on to the device and quite a smart idea, especially if you don't want to be carrying this around in your hand. 6 inches versus this, which is noticeably smaller, makes a huge difference. There is plenty to love about the Alcatel One Touch Hero. I haven't even really addressed the stylus, but it's what you expect. There's no pull-out app drawer like we've seen on some of the other phones out there, but everything can be put onto your home screen and so forth, so for faster access. And the apps are quite good, it has to be said, although perhaps not quite on par with those from Samsung, although they've had more practice in it. Perhaps it will play catch-up for a short time before being on par. Again, can't predict the future, so you never quite know. There's lots of accessories, of course, like I pointed out. The Sidekick phone, this magic flip case, the projector, which I don't have here. And it creates something exciting. This may look like a normal 6-inch phone, tablet effectively, but having this magic flip case that I showed you just now, having this Sidekick device makes it stand out amongst its peers because it's something new, something fresh, as opposed to almost clones of each other in terms of how the phone actually is. I've always maintained, and I said it early on, I always like the addition of expandable storage. I find that makes a huge difference in my life. I like having the option. Can't really take out the battery though, but oh well, I guess I'll just have to hope the battery lasts in the long run. But at 3,400 mAh, I certainly hope so. It should get enough juice on a daily basis for your use. For the innovative factor, I'll give it 5 out of 5 with all the accessories, etc. As a phone itself, I would have to say it's about 3.5 out of 5. So combine it together, maybe 4 out of 5, just because it's really nice and refreshing to see something new. Well done, Alcatel. This could certainly be your hero.